absolutely delicious. Come on into your television right now. It is your 4 to 4.5 pound prime rib roast. It is Midwestern cattle, as you know, grass-fed, finished off with corn, aged 28 days. And we've got 3 different types of seasoning for you to choose from. $94.50. We're looking at this serving anywhere from 8, 10, 14 people. Free shipping and handling. 5 easy payments of $18.90. The now ship date arrives in time for Labor Day festivities. So if you're like, oh my gosh, Rachel and Ralph Pallarino, it's close to Labor Day, don't worry about it. This is going to come on time. So you're looking right now at the classic. You can choose that, and Ralph is going to walk through them. You can also choose the traditional, and you can also choose your garlic and herb. And let me introduce this gentleman. Ralph Pallarino, a chef extraordinaire, brings us his, professional acumen and also knowledge about what constitutes a fine piece of protein, and this is really it. It's M63711. We do have auto delivery April 2020, and you're choosing now, November 4th or December 2nd. And when you're looking at 10 pieces, it's like, I don't know, $9 for a piece of prime rib that tastes like you got it at the finest 5-star restaurant ever and would pay umpteen dollars for. So Ralph, chef, tell us why this is special, and let's start with Kansas City Steak Company.
Yeah, Kansas City Steak Company started in 1932 as a small butcher shop, okay? One of the longest running steak company at QVC. So that says something. But all we cared about was taste. And when you talked about why this is so special, it starts with good meat. So if you look at this, there's a reason why it's so juicy and so marbled is because of how the cattle is treated, how it's fed with that corn. It starts with grass, and then we finish it with corn to get all that marbling. But at the end of the day, you know what this is? This is where we get our great ribeyes from. This is the most marbled piece of meat on the cattle. And you know what you notice also for a prime rib? This is very lean, okay? And I use lean loosely. This is not, for the faint heart. This is a very heavily marbled, beefy, rich piece of meat. But we super trim this.
You know what? Let me share with you, because I want you to know, if those of you are loving it right now, our Now Ship Week is already last call. Because the Now Ship Week gets to you in time for Labor Day. We've sold more than 3,200 of these already. When you talk about being marbled, it means it is super, super flavorful. It is incredibly tender, and it is easy to prepare, which we'll get to. But Ralph, can you explain the seasoning so someone can make their choice whether or not they want garlic, traditional, or the classic?
Yeah, so let's start with classic. So that's a blank canvas. So we give you our flavor packet. So you have the seasoning. You can do whatever you want with this. Then you have traditional. And traditional is just close your eyes and remember what it's like to be at your parents' house for Christmas, right? And it's coriander, it's carrot, it's all those wonderful spices. It smells like the holidays. It tastes like the holidays. And then we have garlic and herb, one of our newer flavor profiles. And that's basically tumbled with garlic spices, not garlic clove, so it's not overpowering. And you want a little piece?
I want to taste a piece.
You want to taste a piece?
So, like, I want to get in. Like, we're going to cut a little bit more. And then we're also going to show you a couple plates, because I'd love to have you dress these plates over here.
How's that?
Cut a little small. Thank you. Because otherwise I'd be chewing until the end of the presentation.
Yeah, and let's talk about how you prepare this. And real quick, by the way, this right here,
Okay, I think this is the garlic and herb.
Yeah, it is,
It's fantastic.
Isn't it crazy?
Wow.
But it's not overpowering. You're not like, whoa, too much garlic, because you want the meat to come through. You want to taste the meat, right?
The texture is great, super flavorful, incredibly juicy. Thank you, Ralph.
Yeah, sure. So real quick, I want to just talk about how well this comes and how trimmed it is. So look at this for a second. We leave just enough fat on here that when you put it in the oven, you're going to get that meat candy. We didn't sear this, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to sear it. It's a big piece of meat. We leave just enough fat that when you sear this, look at that.
Look how pretty that is.
Is that? Yeah, let's do a new slice.
Now, how do I prepare this? What happens? I get it home.
Yes, let's
what
talk
do
about
I
that.
do? Let's talk about how we're preparing it.
First of all, let's just see that. Okay, so look at this. So it comes in this cool box, right? I kind of like this box.
I like it.
Okay, so this comes frozen, just like here. You want to take the box.
Yep, I got the box.
That's the box. Okay, here it is. Now again, you leave this in your refrigerator and the seasoning. You leave this in your refrigerator for about 2 or 3 days. Then you leave it out, make it room temperature. Extremely important.
Okay.
That's the hardest part of this, is being patient. You don't put a cold piece of meat in the oven.
Got it.
Okay.
Room
then
temperature.
we put our oven at 375. You ready for this? You leave the netting on. The netting is very important because it's such a moist, tender piece of meat that this will ensure even cooking and it won't fall apart.
Perfect.
Now, we take this, we put it in our baking sheet. We close the door of the oven. We walk away.
I love that.
Then 1.5 hours later, and it's in the cooking book, page 19. 1.5 hours later, you come back. You can use a meat temp. It's like $3 at the grocery store. 128. You take it out. You tent it with some tin foil. 15 to 20 minutes. You're done.
Okay, and all those directions that Ralph just said, we're gonna dress these plates over here.
Yeah.
All those directions are going to be in the little packet that comes with,
Yeah.
or right on the box.
Page 19.
And so super easy to present. And I love the Kansas City steak items that I've had coming to my home. Love them, super flavorful. Can we show these plates? And I know Miss Mary,
Gorgeous.
you want to
No,
weigh
it's
on
beautiful.
in? Want to serve that one
I mean,
too?
look at that.
Thanks.
That's the quintessential dinner, right? You've got the
Yes.
big piece of prime rib. You've got the mac and cheese. You've got some asparagus. And this is my size salad, by the way. Like just a little whisper
A little
of greens.
whisper of a side
just a whisper
salad.
of greens. Look how gorgeous
Look
that
at
is.
and that's what you want. That just pool of juice like that. There's no juice. There's nothing on here. Literally, you put it in the oven. You let it sit. Why do we let it sit? Is because the juices go back into the meat.
Okay.
You want to let it sit. And guess what? Here's what's really great. I read a lot of people's reviews. And you know what? People want the confidence
Right.
that when they cook a big dinner, that maybe
It's
they're
gonna
just
come out
not,
right.
you know, a gourmet chef. They want it to be good.
Oh, hi, Ralph.
And they're scared. Hey, I don't know where you came from.
Sorry, I'm just creeping around next to you, holding an empty plate for no reason.
Okay.
I love it.
I'm going to give you a nice fresh piece. Look at that.
Ooh, thank you.
Look at that.
And I don't have a fork.
No,
but
you don't
know
need a
what?
fork. I don't
Doesn't
want you
matter.
to use a
Ooh,
fork.
oh, she's
Sorry,
so, wow,
maybe not.
she was on it. I love Ralph, though. I don't want you to use a fork. I want you
Use
to
your
wear
fingers,
it.
Just go it.
And now this is the classic. Well, you're. And these are
so
4.5
fun.
to
Oh, it is
5 pounds. So
classic.
these basically feed, say, 10 to 14 people. I mean,
So
I'm
good.
doing like gigantic pieces, but I mean, look at that.
I love it. I love the gigantic pieces. Mayor, tell us what you think.
When I was growing up, grew up on military bases, and we would go to the officers club on Sundays after church.
I love that.
And in the lime, they always had one of the chefs in a hat, and he would cut you a fresh slice of prime rib on fancy days.
Right.
Yeah.
And the memory of that, it was worth standing in line for. The tenderness, the juiciness, but this is food, by the way, food that makes a memory,
And
food that
done.
is a memory.
Right, food that doesn't exist anymore.
But this is that holiday center of your table.
Yeah.
And I trust the name Kansas City because I know for a long time you all have been making this perfect.
How
This
about-
is better than I used to have
And
as a
Kansas
kid.
City Steak Company, you know, speaking about that, really supplies the finest restaurants and chefs, you know, throughout the nation, and have been doing so for years and years and years. So it is that meat that you're getting home. And when you said center of the plate, center of the table, this is the prime rib. So it's 4 to 4.5 pounds of this prime rib roast. And all you're doing is choosing your seasoning. I got to give you an update of what's going on. 3,500 of these have already been ordered. And if you want it right now, which will ship in time for Labor Day, we only have remaining the traditional. So
Ooh,
only
really?
only traditional remains for immediate ship, and it's already last call. So last call, traditional is all you can get, arriving in time for Labor Day. If you want November, though, we have 100 remaining in each choice. 100 remaining in each choice for November, and that's November 4th. And then you also have December 2nd available too. That's the most popular, but only 150 in each choice for the December 2nd. So this is like planning ahead. And there's also an auto delivery. That's, look at you, Mayor. That's
taking this
April
with me.
2020. Free shipping and handling always on all of our food items. And we're thrilled that we're able to bring this to you. It's sold out back in July, and that was the debut. So you brought it in,
Yes.
it's sold out.
Yeah.
We finally got it back, and just in time for the holidays.
This is a
And so-
tradition.
yeah. So
This-
tell us the
yeah.
3 things about why this one.
Sure. So number one, it gives you the confidence that when you put this on the table, it's going to be good. Number 2,
Yeah.
it's easy to cook. Prime rib, people think, oh my gosh, it's so hard. 375, 1.5 hours. Take it out, tent it, slice it up. And 3, we care. Like this is our baby. This is like our biggest thing every year is our prime rib. We're so proud of it, and we want you to enjoy it so much.
And a prime rib roast really says finest steakhouse in the land. I mean, like that's, you come on in and you're like, what do I want?
Yeah.
I want that huge marbling that gives me that mondo flavor. And I also want it to be tender, and I want it to be something that is impressive for my guests and my family. So garlic and herb, you have the classic or the traditional M63711. auto delivery says you'll get another shipment, and you lock in this amazing price. You lock in the easy pay. That's why you sign up for auto delivery, and you know that it'll be coming to you on April 2020. So you won't even have to think about that at that time. It'll just be ready.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ralph.
Yeah,
I really
thank you.
appreciate it.
Wow, you got it.
All the directions are. I was pointing that way. I love that you shook my pinky. Do it again.
So you like
Thank
that?
you. Nice
Yeah.
to see you. All the directions are right
19.
here.
Right there.
Super easy.
Right there.
And now, while we had our dinner or center of the plate, we're going to Mare because she's got our dessert, or basically any time of day. Or for everybody who's posting on Facebook and Instagram, my kid's in college, or my kid's in 4th grade.
Oh my gosh.
Or 5th grade, or 10th grade. It's
My mother, the lady who delivers the mail to my mother's home,
Yes.
last year